I'm Obi Glenn. This is the Inside Edge video blog. Okay, let's do a market update here for summer 2021. The stats just came in from the Greater Vancouver Real Estate Board for June 2021. Remember, as I always put out there, the only true source for statistics is the Greater Vancouver Real Estate Board. Those numbers aren't finagled or cherry-picked in any way. They give you that stats package the first couple of days of each month for the previous month. So they just came in. So June, the Vancouver real estate market continues to be a very strong seller's market. Not quite as strong as it was in May of 2021. The market is slowing, which I'll get to in a minute here. Sales activity is down about 18% from month over month. However, it's seasonal. We are, now into July. We've had some nice weather this summer. We've had a 15-month here, a pretty strong market here for Vancouver real estate with the COVID lockdown and everything else. I think now we're finally seeing some buyers take a break, go on vacation. Realtors, same thing, taking some time off. I know I am. That's why I got the tan. So here's the numbers here. It continues to be a pretty strong seller's market. So these sales numbers, we'll look at sales first, then I'll get into prices here, and the sales to active listings ratio. The sales are for June are 18% above our 10-year average. So still above our 10-year average for sales. They are 54% above what June 2020 was. So make no bones about it. This is still an active market, 50% stronger than it was last June of 2020, and again, 18% above our 10-year average for June. Here's the stat that you'll see in BNN and the Vancouver Sun, because it's really the only negative stat out of this package. Month over month sales are 12% lower than what it was for May. So yeah, sales are definitely slowing. I see it from my business as well. I'm not listing as many homes during the summer that I normally do in the fall or spring markets. I'm going to list 3 homes this month in July, and I'll probably list 1 or maybe 2 in August. But I've got another fairly good queue of listings that unless a buyer or seller absolutely has to list, we're going to list those after Labor Day. And that's the way a lot of realtors will work. The next month, July and August, generally tend to be a little slower. Listings are down as well, as I say, about 18% from May. So not only are the sales down, but again, the listings are down. And this is seasonal. Normally I would list quite a larger number of homes in a typical month, but I slow it down for July and August. Overall sales to active listings ratio, which is a nice clean stat that I like to use, the current overall market is at 35%. So remember, active sales to listings ratio, anything over 20 is considered a seller's market. Anything from 12 to 20 is balanced. Anything below 12 is considered a buyer's market. We're at 35% for the overall market for the Greater Vancouver Real Estate Board. If you break it down by product, almost 28% for detached, 42% for townhouse, so that is a very strong seller's market. Very little inventory for townhomes, and it's 37% for condos. So you're seeing that the condos and townhomes have actually come up a bit here. Detached has actually gone down, but again, we've had a strong market here for the last over 12 months now for the detached. Prices, so the prices are up 14.5% over the last 12 months. That's for everything, detached, condos, and townhomes. 14.5% from June of 2020. Month over month, they're just up slightly, 0.2%. Last month in May, they were up just over 1.5%. So the market now for prices is kind of treading water here. But again, I would say a lot of this is kind of expected. It's seasonal. We're into the hot summer months now. Realtors are taking a break. Buyers are taking vacation. So it's kind of expected to see it this time. Overall, though, again, pretty strong market. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise. Although the stat you'll see rolled out in the media, the only stat they'll show here as the headline will be Vancouver sales drop 12% month over month. What they don't tell you, though, is, of course, it's up over 50% from this time last year. Prices are up sales to active listings ratio is well into a strong seller's market. Limited inventory. I tell you, I was talking with some of my colleagues here, and why I tell people, buy your principal residence sooner rather than later. When it comes to good quality, the good stuff that I'm continuously buying for my clients, good quality 1-bedrooms, 1-and-dens, 2s, townhomes, we are probably in a seller's market 80% of the time on that market. If you want to buy some dog units and some stuff that's hugging up on a bridge and poor strata, issues with the strata, for sure, those probably fall more into a balanced, maybe even shift into sometimes a buyer's market a little bit more. Maybe 60% of the time they're in a seller's market as opposed to 80 with the good stuff. But that tells you everything you need to know there. We're mostly favoring sellers in the Lower Mainland here. The reason for that is it's a very desirable place to live. Mortgage rates are low and will be for some time to come. We have very little supply. It's a trickle-in supply here. There's always more buyers than there are sellers. That's reason enough that if you're renting right now, you should be doing everything you can to get into home ownership. Take advantage of these low interest rates. Take advantage of the leverage. One of the most misunderstood things about mortgages is that leverage, but you bring it up to some people and it's taboo. Watch out. Taking out a mortgage, putting down 20 or 25% and borrowing the rest at 1.8% is a recipe for making a lot of capital gains, just as long as you hang on to the home and don't overcommit yourself financially, although the banks will not let you do that anyways. And take advantage of the principal residence exemption, because this is the way the stats are most of the time. Sales to active listings ratio over 25 for probably 8 out of every 10 years. Limited inventory, more buyers than there are sellers. And then all the advantages that go with home ownership. The principal residence exemption, allowing you to defer tax-free all the capital gains. It's the biggest wealth accumulator that anyone is going to have. It'll blow away what you're going to get in your RSP and your TFSA. Those things are great. But you're not going to be able to shelter $2 million in an RRSP or a TFSA like you can with your principal residence. I'm Owen Big Len. As always, thanks for watching. I'll see you next week.